Hey, have you thought about buying a house and turning it into an Airbnb? Well, over the last couple of years, lots of real estate investors are doing just that. And the biggest reason? Cash on cash return. You won't believe the numbers. So in today's video, we're gonna do a deep dive and see why cash on cash return is so huge when it comes to short-term rentals. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am your host, Leo Landaverde, real estate agent and investor, helping you build wealth in real estate. If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate, or you're thinking about passive income as a real estate investor, then you come to the right place. Please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell and you'll be notified every Thursday when a new video comes out.
All right, so let's get started. I already took the liberty to do a quick search on Zillow with the parameters that I would be looking for if I was to look for a property specifically for Airbnb. I want a property that has at least 4 bedrooms, 2+ baths, single family residence. I'm looking at properties for sale. There are 46 agent listings. And I wanted one more criteria. I wanted them to have property to have a pool. Especially if you're thinking about short-term rentals, a pool is a huge plus to have, especially during the summer months, which are fairly hot here in the Central Valley. So I wanted it to have a pool. So it narrows down our search to 46 agent listings. It just goes to show that there's a lot that you can get out of Zillow. You don't have to have access to the MLS, although there's a lot more criteria. You can zero in a little more, but if you don't have it, if you're not an agent, I am an agent, so I have access to it. But I'm showing you if you don't have the license, you're not a licensed agent. So there's a lot of these properties that have at least 4 bedrooms will be at least most of them will be at least 2,000 square feet. Like for instance 2,600, 2,400, 2,700. I have chosen this property in Christine Avenue, 2175. So let's bring it up. Let's take a closer look. So this is the property I've chosen for our analysis. So it has 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,100 square feet. It's a good sized property. And the reason I've chosen is because it has a lot of the finishing touches that I'm looking for. It's very clean. Notice that everything is pretty upkept. There's a lot of pride of ownership. A lot of work has already been put into this property. It has the type of lighting I like. It just presents very nicely. It's basically move-in condition. It's ready to go, and it's open floor plan. Brand new appliances, kitchen appliances. It's just ready to entertain, and it has a pool, right? So now that we have that, so the next thing that we do is, the next step is to move into a really great tool that I have here, which is the AirDNA rentalizer. And I already plugged in all the numbers, and this kind of, you got to take a lot of this information with, it's an approximate, it's not an exact science. But what AirDNA does, it takes all of this data from Airbnb and it puts it in a very nice format for you to follow as a potential investor. So what it does is this property tells you that it can accommodate X number of guests. But if you have a property that has 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, you can definitely host 10 guests. It tells you that the occupancy rate as of December 2021 is 74%, and the average daily rate is $220. Forecasted income.
Are you thinking about buying real estate and turning it into Airbnb? I would love to connect with you. Just drop me a comment below and I'll get back to you. I'm telling you, there are lots of opportunities for short-term rentals, particularly in the Central Valley, California. Let's connect.
Estimated revenue for this property as a short-term rental would be about $60,000. Now, I did a video last week when I went into some deeper detail as to what the cap rate would be, but the subject of this video is cash on cash return, and you'll be very, very impressed with it. So stay till the end so we do this whole analysis so you understand how the numbers work. So the only piece that I want out of this is the actual revenue. And we're gonna take that information. Okay, so there's one thing. So your goal as a short-term rental, as an Airbnb host, is to become a super host. Now, if you're thinking about doing this in a serious way, you really want to think about and look at your competitors who are already super hosts, because if you don't want to aim to do that, well, you're going to be shooting yourself short. So this is basically average. The numbers could be much higher for some of the top operators in any market. So what we're going to do next, we're going to take that information and we're going to go through this really cool tool. It's an analyzer, a rental analyzer that we are going to use to kind of calculate a cash on cash return. So what it does is, I'm going to put all the links that I'm using, AirDNA and the Bigger Pockets analysis rental calculator, also in the video, on the description, so you can actually follow along and do your own research. So we take in the property. You can actually upload a photo of the property. If you can actually download this and turn it into a PDF. Bigger Pockets is just a great tool for real estate investors. So we put the address here, all the information. 93727 is a great zip code. Bigger lots, which is something that I'm gonna see what the lot. Let me see. It's a 6,000 square foot lot, so it's not a huge lot, but in the 93727 zip code, there's a lot of bigger lots, half acre, state size lots. So anyway, so let's go back to Bigger Pockets. So we put the property address and then we move to the purchase price. The purchase price, we just basically carry over from Zillow at $47,900. I'm gonna move this over here. So $47,900. So closing costs can range anywhere from 1% to 2% of the actual purchase price. So we're gonna say in this case is, to be safe, to be 1.5%. It could be actually 1%. In this case, would be $4,800. But we're gonna say $7,200, assuming that it could maybe something unforeseen happen, and we'll go with that. So we have the purchase price, we have the closing costs. Now, if you could. If it's going to be a non-owner occupied total rental unit, some lenders will want to have at least 20% down. But for the sake of purpose, and let's say you're going to spend a little bit of time here in this property and then you don't live too far away, and you're going to use it as a second home, and so we can use a 10% down. In this case, your down payment will be $47,990 or 10% plus your closing costs. Because the rates are increasing, there was a time that the rates were 2.75. Well, they're increasing, so they're 3.5. So let's be closer to what the market rate is as of December 2021. So where do I get this interest rate? If you go to bankrate.com, and it tells you, if you actually put in some information about your purchase property you're looking to purchase, with the purchase price, and you can actually put the down payment calculator here. As a percentage, we're going with 10%. And let's say your credit is not in the 700s. It is actually between 680 and 699, which is still good. So long as you're over 680 on a 30-year fixed loan, it tells you a little bit about what your different rates are going to be, anywhere from 2.75 to 3.125, 3.865. But it tells you that your average APR is 3.4. So I'm being conservative and I'm saying that it could be 3.5. Now, if that number is 3.4, well, so be it. Then you can just adjust downwards, and so we're gonna leave it at 3.4. So that's where you get this information. The dates, the rates change often, so you can just pull this website up, and it's a really great tool that I love to use. So that's how we get the interest rate. You could pay points is just a lender's fees in addition, that they make, as part of the deal. It could be anywhere from 0 to 2 or 3 points. We're gonna say that you're gonna have 1 point or 1% of the loan being added as a cost of doing business for the lender on a 30-year fixed. So we have that. Next, we move to the income. So this is where the portion where we get from AirDNA. We have roughly 59,000. We're going to round it up to, so 60,000 would be $5,000 a month in gross rental income. So we're going to put $4,000 a month in income, short-term rental. Okay. So, which is what the analysis that we're doing. Your property taxes in Fresno County will be about 1%, so $4,800 or $400 a month. Whether you pay them separately or impounded, so your cost will be roughly about $400. Your insurance I put here monthly at 125, at 125 times 12, $1,500, because it's gonna be, you're not gonna be living in it. The cost may be a little higher or maybe a little lower, but this is a conservative approach. So you wanna have the numbers a little bit higher. Your repairs and maintenance, we can adjust here. We can say, I would suspect that a property doesn't need a lot of upkeep, but we're still gonna budget. We're gonna go higher here. We're gonna say, it's 2%. So 2% of the income, or $100 a month. Maybe we can go 3%. And obviously you're not gonna spend that every month, but if you're budgeting 150 times 12, you're budgeting $1,800. You can play with these numbers, whatever you feel comfortable. Your vacancy it's not a term that applies to short-term rentals. So we're gonna leave that alone for now. Your capital expenditures is gonna be anything that you need to fix up that is not in the profit and loss. It would be an improvement. It would be like a replacement of an AC unit, something big that happens. Right now we're budgeting $150 a month as well, that we may or may not need in the first year, but you need to have that ready to go when the time comes. Assuming that we're gonna go management fees, you're not gonna hire a third party to do your management fees. You're not gonna have a co-host. You're gonna be managing this property yourself. We're gonna have 0%. Your electricity may be about $200 a month, maybe a little higher, but we're gonna say maybe it is $250 a month. When it comes to electricity, you're gonna use more during the summer, and you're gonna be less during the winter. Your gas is gonna go up and down as well, but we're gonna budget $100 a month. Now, there's no homeowner association fees, but we're gonna budget $100 per month for internet. You wanna have great speed. You wanna have great upload and download capabilities. You wanna internet, Wi-Fi, it's a big deal, and you need to have one that works. So we're gonna leave those here. We're gonna update the analysis. You just click on this. And here we go. So this is what I love about this. So we have done this analysis. It tells you that our monthly cash flow is forecasted at $1,809 on $5,000 per month of income, and roughly about $3,190 in expenses, inclusive of the mortgage payment. Your cash on cash return is 36.49. Now, here's what I did say, is that if you're an average operator, you could do anywhere from $5,000 a month. If you're a super host, the numbers could be considerably higher. I know properties that are ranging anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 a month. You're gonna have the higher season, during the summer is gonna be the higher months, but it's gonna average that. So I think this is a very conservative approach to go with AirDNA projections. I would say that AirDNA is usually about 10% less than the actual. So I think it's actually a good thing for planning. Your annualized return, there is your mortgage payment, there's your rental, there's income, everything is here. Your total cash needed, $59,000 for your loan, for the purchase. Isn't this great? So it gives you the whole breakdown. It gives you your net operating income, your cash on cash returns, your pro forma cap rate, your purchase capitalization rate, etc. And this is really, really cool because you can see that your property value, as it continues to appraise. Now, are we going to have double-digit appreciation for the next few years? Probably. But you can see if you get a 30-year fixed mortgage, you're going to see that over time, your mortgage balance will go down, and while your property value will continue to increase, and the gap is appreciation. Look at how your equity will eventually grow. This property will continue to appraise, and it's and this is, I think you have everything you need here. So this is sort of a snapshot into, I'm only going to do this because of the sake of time, but please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, write in the comment section, and I hope this was helpful to you, and thank you so much for letting me share this video.
For a limited time, I'm giving away my house flipping calculator. I worked for many years perfecting it. It is my gift to you. Just click on the link below to download it. Hope you enjoy it.